Welcome to Top 10, Week 14. It's been a lot of upsets, baby. We're going to dive into it. So Jacksonville Jaguar is my number 10 team this week. Jacksonville, with their quarterback, Trevor Lawrence, coming off of an injury, they're not the same Jacksonville, but they still land in my top 10. They're 8-5, a good football team. My number 9 team this week. Now, Buffalo is my number 9. Everybody thought Buffalo was for dead. Buffalo was heading downhill. Buffalo made the big victory, the big win this week versus Kansas City. Buffalo is right back in there. With Josh Allen, they have a chance at number 9. Number 8 this week, the Cleveland Browns. Can you believe they went out and got Joe Flacco? Joe's playing good football. Joe Flacco has been out of ball the last couple of years. He's saving the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns this week are my number 8 team. My number 7 team this week, the Detroit Lions. Now, Detroit lost a game versus the Chicago Bears. Now, this is not the old Bears anymore. They're waking up. Chicago's playing well. Well, Detroit loses a game, but I'm not going to knock them out of my top 10 because they lost to a good Bears team now. The Bears are playing well. They're my number 7, the Detroit Lions. The number 6 team this week, and guys, teams are losing games. Kansas City has lost 2 weeks in a row. Patrick Mahomes is going crazy. He's ripping everybody. Listen, they lost. They moved down to my number 6 team, Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City is a legit Super Bowl contender. They're my number 6. Things are getting cloudy. My number 5 team, speaking of getting cloudy, the Philadelphia Eagles has lost 2 weeks in a row. Oh, what's wrong with Philadelphia? Well, you're in the NFL. You're going to lose a few games in the course of a year. Doesn't mean that you have to quit the season, abandon the season. Philadelphia is my number 5 team this week. And look, the Eagles have the team, but they got to get it back together. My number 4 team, the Miami Dolphins. What a big loss to the Tennessee Titans. Now, Miami was up and winning this game down the stretch, and they lost it. Miami Dolphins, they're my number 4 team. The Dolphins are still legit, but they got to beat more good teams. But I like Miami at number 4. My number 3 team this week is the Baltimore Ravens. Now, Baltimore's been consistent. A lot of defense, a lot of special teams. Lamar is Lamar. He's making plays with his feet. He's got to be a little more consistent throwing the ball. But Baltimore is going to beat you up. You know you're going to get that on a weekly basis. Baltimore is my number 3 team. My number 2 team this week, guess what? Guess who's in it, guys? The Dallas Cowboys. You can't hold them back anymore. Listen, if you go play in Dallas, you're going to get beat down. Dallas Cowboys, they're physical, they're talented, they're deep, they're good all over the place. Dallas is playing championship football. Now, a couple weeks ago, everybody was saying, a few weeks ago, Dallas is, what's wrong with the Cowboys? Dallas is back. I like Dallas Cowboys. That's my number 2 team. And the number 1 team in the NFL this week in top 10 is the San Francisco 49ers. No one will dispute that. They've beaten up everybody. They've beaten up Dallas. They've beaten up Philly. They're healthy again. San Francisco 49ers, right now they have a juggernaut. That is a fun team to watch, and everybody's intimidated. I like San Francisco as the number 1 team in the National Football League this week. And these are the top 3 rookies for Week 14. Let's start off with Deonte Bank. Deonte Bank out of Maryland had a big game last night for the New York Giants versus the Green Bay Packers. Deonte Bank had 12 tackles, and he did a nice job of playing coverage. The New York Giants have found themselves a rookie in Deonte Bank. The second guy I'll talk about is Zay Flowers. Zay Flowers, now we talk about Zay Flowers every week, so that means he's a really good rookie. He's a receiver out of Boston College, had a big catch, took it to the house, made guys miss. Zay Flowers, the Baltimore Ravens have found themselves a legit receiver in Zay Flowers. The third guy that I'll talk about is Chase Brown. Chase Brown out of Illinois. Chase Brown is a running back, made a nice catch out the backfield and took it to the house, showed blazing speed. Wow, Cincinnati found himself a complimentary running back in Chase Brown. And those are my top 3 rookies for Week 14. Happy holidays.
Welcome back to Top 10, and I am Pamela Lowery, and each and every week we have amazing questions, and I want to thank you all for always sending us your question. Now, if you get caught up and get in the moment, put your comment in the chat. Now, this week we have Tim from Bismarck, North Dakota. What is popping in North Dakota? Obviously, it's some football, so Lionel, Tim wants to know, Dallas beat down Philly, and they was obviously good at home.
Yeah.
So what was going on with that?
Yeah, the Cowboys, man, they are dynamic at home. They are great at home. You can't beat them there. They've beaten you by double digits. They're blowing you away. I mean, the Cowboys, right now they're feeling good. They're the hottest team in football, to be honest.
The hottest?
You know, if you didn't have the San Francisco 49ers on the map, then they'd be the top team in this whole thing. Dallas is real right now.
I don't know. I mean, if you agree or whether you disagree with Lionel, he's talking about Dallas is the hottest team. Maybe I thought it was the Eagles or San Fran. But again, put it in the chat. Now, Tim's next question is, Buffalo Bills are making a comeback. Everybody thought that they was done, put a fork in it, and now, baby, they playing like they ain't never played before.
Yeah, Josh Allen. I mean, Josh Allen is playing good football again, and Buffalo they're resurging. Now, when you get Buffalo in the chase, and if they make the playoff, that is a tough out. Yeah, Buffalo is for real too. And they're going to play hard down the stretch. They have some tough games coming, but I would not bet against Buffalo. Buffalo's got talent.
So what you thinking Buffalo's going to do here in the next coming weeks?
I think they'll make the playoffs.
Oh.
I think they will. I think they'll get some momentum. They have their quarterback feeling good. Their defense is right. Buffalo is going to be in it. I think they make the playoff in Buffalo. Okay,
he's talking that big talk, but if you agree or whether you disagree, make sure that you put it in the chat. Now, Tim, you sent a lot of questions, so thank you. Last of his questions is, Pat Mahomes was upset with the offside call from the game. Now, that's 2 weeks in a row. It's been some bad calls.
Yeah, and Pat Mahomes is upset. You know, he's frustrated. It was a big game. You know, they're playing for the seedings in the playoffs. And Pat Mahomes was upset because the receiver had his toes on the line. You never call that in football, ever. I could count the times on one hand I've seen an offensive offside. You just don't call it, and they pick a play a historic play, a play that could be one of the better plays in time. And they said no, the guy had his foot on the line. And so Pat was upset, visibly upset. And we all heard about it. And we're still hearing about it daily with Pat Mahomes.
Yeah,
he's upset.
Okay, so Pat, baby, get your Kleenexes out, but keep your game tight because we're going to keep it moving. If you have any questions or if you just want to make a comment, make sure you put it in the chat or contact the Vital team right here on Top 10. Hello, everyone. That is the wrap up of Week 14. And this is the holiday season, so we want to make sure that everyone is spending time with their friends and family. But most importantly, what, Lionel?
Happy holidays. But remember, everybody loves football.